Hey everybody, we are live. It's telling me, give me a comment and if you guys can hear me and see me at this point. Oh, it shows that nobody's on yet. There we go. Hey, could you guys give me a comment if you can see me and hear me and we'll get going. I see 17 people are on here so far. There we go. All right. Well, as you guys saw in our little channel notes, we have an announcement to make. And because of this channel and because of the amount of people emailing us and wanting information, and it is all good, but we have decided to bring on a new team member, and we're very excited about it. And she is here today. Her name is Hillary Vrana. She is a graduate of the University of Nebraska. She has a degree in advertising, and we met her because she was running all of our marketing and advertising at Sotheby's at our office here in Whitefish. So she's also worked in Chicago for a while at a broadcast studio making commercials. So here she is. Hello, Hillary.
Hi.
So maybe you could tell us a little bit about, what you've done and how you're going to make this team even better.
So Will did a pretty good introduction. I am from Nebraska originally, grew up in Omaha, and then spent some time in Chicago before coming to Whitefish. And I have been here for about 5 years now, and have not looked back. I love it so much. And like Will mentioned, I've been at Sotheby's since October of 2018, not working as an agent, but on the marketing side of things, working for all of the agents in our office. So while I am new as a new licensee, I am certainly not brand new to the world of real estate in Montana. And I've got a lot of knowledge about Sotheby's as a brand and how it works. And I've had a lot of contact with all of our other Sotheby's offices. And so that is super helpful. And I am really excited to be working with Will and Angie. They're the best, as you guys know. And I'm just really excited and happy to be here.
Well, good job. Thank you. And so if you guys have any questions for Hillary, fire away.
Yes.
And then one thing I wanted to talk about before we start going over questions is there is a new petition that's going around Montana, and one of the legislatures for our state house, I think, has introduced this, and he's trying to, if you guys watched, I did a video a few weeks ago about taxes in Montana, and this guy is trying to kind of put a cap on the property taxes to benefit locals, because as you guys know, in the last year and a half, we have had a huge influx of people, and the way the property taxes work here in Montana is they reappraise your house every 2 years, and what everyone's worried about is because our values have gone up so much that it's going to price people out of the market and price people out of their own house. So this guy is putting together a petition so it'll go on the next ballot in our next election here in Montana, that it will cap, if you're a local, it will cap your property taxes at the 2019 rate, and then they won't go over 1% of that. So basically what it's doing is to protect people from all of a sudden their property taxes doubling, every time that they reassess everything. So sounds like a good idea to me. I'm not sure if you guys, what happens in your states or wherever you're watching from, feel free to chime in on that, but I don't know why this won't pass. I don't know why, they have to get enough signatures and everything before it goes on the ballot, but I'm sure that will be no problem because nobody wants to pay a lot of taxes. So, Yeah, it'll be interesting to follow along. And then if you guys watched, I did a video last week on the government here in Montana. So if you guys have any questions on that, I'm a little surprised that it didn't turn more political. Kind of thought it would, but apparently I was middle of the road enough, and nobody got too irritated. So there you go. All right, let's start going through some of these questions. Jeremy, looking for ranch land. Jeremy, I will get you some more sent out. I hadn't heard from you last time we reached out. I think you were heading somewhere, but yeah, I'll be happy to send you some more ranch land. EQ, I hear a lot about covenants. I assume they are much like homeowner associations. Who manages the covenants for an area, and how do they enforce or modify? Covenants they're not an HOA. An HOA is actually a group of people. The covenants are the bylaws of the subdivision. So it's kind of like, the Constitution, if you want to say that, of the subdivision. So it's all the rules that are set up in the beginning. The HOA is a different entity, but they'll enforce the covenants. Most covenants, all covenants, I should say, if they are legal, have been recorded, so they go with the property. So if you want to modify them, you have to, again, it'll be in the rules of each subdivision, but there may be, they may have to get 70% of the homeowners to agree, or 60%. It depends on how they set it up in the beginning. But once they do that, then they can modify the covenants or change the covenants or whatever. So that is a good thing to know if you're buying a piece of property in a subdivision. Be sure to read those and ask your agent, if it's not us, to go over them closely with you, because you will have to live with those. So they are quite important. Love the videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I'm here to see ski resorts in Montana. I've done a couple videos on our ski resort here in Whitefish. I know there's plenty of ski resorts around the state. I don't know how many total, but in this area, we have the one in Whitefish. We have one in Lakeside. There's one in Missoula. There's one down at the end of the Bitterroot Valley. Isn't that called Lost Trail, Hillary? I don't know if you know about that one, but the other big one is in Big Sky, south of Bozeman. That's the other big, more famous one. So yeah, you can just Google ski resorts in Montana, and I'm sure they'll all come up. Let's see, Jeremy, is it true that a lot of Californians are moving to Montana? Yes, as are a lot of everybody. It's not just Californians. We're getting people from all over the state. In fact, I'm sure Hillary will agree. When we drive around town, you see license plates from all over.
All over. Texas, Florida. Florida was an interesting one.
Yeah, that's a long drive. It'll be interesting to see how they enjoy the winter.
Yeah.
Albertson seems to be a liberal headquarters where I am. Huh. Not sure what you mean there. All right, Robert, we don't need to get all political here. Let's see. Why does it seem like a lot of houses for sale are contingent around the Helena area? Probably because they are. Just so you know, if we've sent you a link to our MLS site, you can look on there, and I'm not sure if that's where you got where you're seeing their contingent, but there's two different ways they're listed. It'll say under contract, accepting backup offers. And when it says that, it is under contract, but you can still make a backup offer. And they can't, even if you offer $1 million more than the offer they have, they can't break that other contract. But if the other deal falls apart, then you'll be next in line. So it's not a bad idea if you like the place to do that. We have seen a lot of offers fall apart and then they go to the next backup offer. So it's not a total waste of time.
That's how I got my house.
Yeah, tell that story.
Someone asked how the fires are at Flathead.
What's that?
How the fires are.
Oh, they seem to be a lot better. It was a little hazy today, but they're 100 times better than they were about 3 weeks ago. So back to the under contract thing, Hillary, talk about, I forgot that when you bought your house, tell them how that worked.
Yeah, so we bought our house in 2019, right before COVID happened. And it was hard to get a house then also. We had looked at several places and put in offers on several places and nothing was working out. And then we found this house that we absolutely loved. And we put in an offer that was over and we were really hoping that we were going to get it. And we didn't. And we asked if the agent thought that it would be worth it to put in a backup. And he actually told us that the offer that they were under contract with was a cash offer with no contingencies. So he was like, you can, but this is kind of a good deal. I don't see anything happening. And so we did put in a backup offer. And then about like 30 days exactly later, we were at Costco and we got a phone call saying that fell through. And so we got our house. So like Will said, if you really like something, it is definitely worth it to put in a backup because you never know.
Yeah. A lot of people here are still talking about the California thing. What I've noticed, the people that are coming from California, they're people that want to get away from the stuff everybody hates. So I don't, everybody I've met that, that has called me is, has similar beliefs and they want what Montana has. So I'm not too concerned about, the true goofy Californians. If that's what you want to say, they would never come to Montana. So that's my thoughts on that. Let's see, Ken, are the appraisals coming in at higher prices? We were looking at $2 million plus places and some lakes that we would have to build. Or are the appraisals coming in? You know what? Yeah, most of them do. The appraisal thing is kind of an interesting, concept as well. Obviously, it's the guy's opinion on the price, but he has the contract in his hand when he's doing this appraisal, so he knows what was offered on the house. So if you think about appraisals, or you think about the value of something, a house is only worth what someone's willing to pay. So if someone offers $2 million, then isn't it worth $2 million? So, I guess that's why appraisers have the contract. I always find it interesting that before I knew they had that, when I first got in the business, I didn't realize they had it. And I was always amazed that they would come in right at the asking price. And then I found out, well, they have the appraisal, or they have the contract. So of course they're going to come in right at the price. So anyway, that's not to say that places don't come in under. There are some people that are pricing their houses way too high, and we are starting to see a little pushback now. Early in the spring, early summer, people were putting their house on the market for anything and they'd get 10 offers on it. Now we're seeing a little bit of pushback on that. So that's a good thing if you're looking to buy. So let's see. Montana is beautiful. Yes, it is. Should I have money to move to Montana? So, what's it like where you guys are at? Are the prices coming down at all? anywhere around the country, or is it going up everywhere? Let me know. The other thing I tell everybody, if you don't already have a link to our MLS site, you can either text on the number there or email us, and we will send you a link to our MLS so you can see what's available. You can see exactly what we can see. But again, if you have questions and you want to talk about a specific property, we would be happy to help, either Hillary or I or my wife, Angie. Let's see. Do you have the Kalispell area having more flights in and out, or do you see the? Yes, Ken. Hillary, do you know how many flights they've added? A ton.
I don't know the exact number, but yes, they've added a lot of flights and they've added a lot of direct flights.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can fly from here to New York City right now nonstop. I think there's one to New York. I think there's one to Atlanta. I know there's Dallas. And most of these are seasonal, so it's not going to be year round. I'm not sure. Some of them will come back for the ski season, I think, but I don't think all of them. Because, I mean, right now there's 5 flights a week, or I shouldn't say that. There's 5 different airlines that fly from here to LAX. So it's crazy. All these flights they've added, and so yeah, let's see. Prices have leveled off for the past few months here in Southwest Virginia. Yeah, our prices they're still higher than they used to be, but we're seeing some pushback. We're seeing more and more people lowering their prices. So that tells me that people aren't just paying anything anymore. South Central PA houses are going anywhere from 30 to 60 over asking.
Oh, Wendy asked, what percentage of houses have you sold by virtual tour? That's a good one.
Oh, I don't know. Quite a few. I haven't figured out the percentage, but we do a lot of virtual tours for people, and very easy to do. The one thing that is interesting, that because so many people were buying houses like that, our contract now has a checkbox that says whether you've been there in person or not. So that, if you're selling a house, you can tell if somebody, because what was happening is all these investors were just throwing offers in without even seeing it. And somebody would say, oh, I'm going to take that offer because it's, 30,000 more than the next one. Well, then they would accept it, and then it would be off the market for 3 weeks while the guy came up here, and then they would back out for one reason or another. And now these people just had it off the market for that long. So they have added a checkbox to our Montana contract that says if you have actually been physically to the house in person. So when I do the videos, I'll tell people that, obviously these people have been to the area before. They haven't been to this exact house, but I did a full walkthrough video with them, so they're familiar with the area. They, yes, technically they haven't physically been in the house, but when you do it virtually like that, it's kind of like being there. Randy, let's see. Let me put these up. Maybe I can see them better. Could you explain how all cash deals are made? It's hard for me to imagine an average buyer having 500 upfront lying around. Well, me too. But for some reason, people have this. People have that kind of money. It's crazy where it's all coming from. But you know what? It's kind of weird because if you're set up for financing, at the end of the day, if Hillary's the seller, she's going to get 500,000 in cash, whether it's from the bank or whether it's from you. So the only benefit about the all cash offer is that there's not an appraisal contingency. But like I said a minute ago, I haven't seen many appraisals that don't come in, at the price. So when I'm consulting or advising some clients that are selling, yes, cash offers are good, but I'll always call the lender for the people. And if it's, if it's a strong offer and they're qualified and the lender says they're qualified, then there's not that big of an advantage for, a cash offer unless it's way above the asking price. But then again, they could back out. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's see. I see more contracts falling through the normal because people are signing because of low inventory, but changing their mind. Yeah, I mean that happens. And that's one of the risks that a seller will take when they accept an offer and it's basically off the market. They can't take another offer, even if it's better, until the first one falls apart. So that's one thing. Again, if you're selling, if they have a long inspection period, basically you could be off the market that long. So yeah, something to think about if you are selling. Let's see. If we bought land, how long first already a home on a property we have to wait to build? Yeah, the good contractors are out a ways right now. It doesn't hurt to call. I have a list. That's another, if you want a list, I've put together a list of good builders in the area, or Hillary or I could send it to you. It would just be helpful or beneficial to call each of the contractors. I don't know each of their schedules. I know most of them are booked out, but you never know. I mean, they're hiring more people, and obviously they want to build as many houses as they can. So, it'd be definitely worth a phone call to the different builders. And I saw something come through on my email a minute ago, asking about the link. You can send the link. We have to send it separately. It'll come from our MLS email, so it's not automatic from this email. So once this is over, we will send out the link to everybody that asks for a link to our MLS. And again, if we do send you a link and you have problems setting it up, or if you see a property that you have questions on, or you want us to go out and shoot a video of it, we are happy to do that. So anytime you want more information on a property, reach out. Let's see.
Someone asked earlier if we specialize in a specific area in Montana, or if we cover all of Montana.
You know what? We cover, we are located in the northwest corner up here in the Flathead Valley, but we go all the way down to Missoula and the Bitterroot Valley. Anything east of that, we have agents that we work with all over the state. Like if you're over in Billings or Bozeman or that far east, we can definitely hook you up with a good agent. Or Helena, we have an agent over there as well. So if you want us to line you up with someone over there, be happy to help. But we do cover the whole west side of the state, and we have sold places all the way down into the Bitterroot Valley. And if any of you guys watch Yellowstone, you'll know the Bitterroot Valley. Let's see. So I don't know where did that one just go? Somebody asked for a link. If you could send an email, let me put this back up.
I'll just copy his email.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
All right. See, you can do these every week now, Hillary. This will be good. Hillary's a little uncomfortable with all this screen time. Let's see. Yeah, Andrew, I'll send out the links after this is over. I can't do it right now. Patrick, we are heading your way tomorrow. Great. Look us up. We'll be happy to help, meet up with you. We will be around. Let's see, what else? Here we go. What is an approximate percentage of deals closing once the contract is signed? Virginia. That's a good question, Virginia. I can't give you an exact answer on that. It's been pretty strong, though. I would say it's way more than half. Um, you know, deals do fall apart for one reason or another, but usually people understand the market, or they know that they have to be set up with financing, they have to be pre-approved, all of that. So most people are in good shape, and unless there's something comes up with the house, then yeah, a deal can fall apart. Like I tell people, it's good to get, if you're a buyer, it's good to get something under contract, because I say all the time, there's 100 ways for you as the buyer to get out of the deal. There's no way for the seller. The only way the seller can get out is if you miss a date, and our job is to make sure you don't miss any of the dates. So once you get a house tied up, and that's what we do a lot too when we do these videos for people. If we walk through a house and someone really likes it, we put in an offer, and if it's accepted, then you have whatever date we put on there for the inspection contingency. That gives you the right to come out here, walk through it, and you can back out for any reason that you don't like the house. I mean, that's part of your due diligence, and that's how it works. So again, if you're a buyer, there's plenty of ways to get out of the deal. There's the inspection contingency, the insurance contingency, the financing contingency, the appraisal contingency, the title contingency, all those things. If something goes haywire, you can get out of the deal and get your earnest money back, as long as you follow the dates and follow your end of the deal. And that's what our job is buyer's agents representing you. So let's see. How do you handle inspection objection items that are remodel requests versus functionality? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but if something comes up on the inspection, say they find mold in the attic, that's, happens every once in a while. You say you want that fixed, you want the seller to pay for it. And at that point, they can either say, okay, or they can say no, and you can back out of the deal. If they say no, on that particular situation with mold, they usually don't say no on mold, because now that it's been found and disclosed to them, they have to disclose it to the next guy. So anybody's going to want mold to be taken care of. So that's a normal thing to fix. I was just talking to Hillary about this other day. When I show a house, or when you're looking at a house, if you can see like the carpet is really old, or the paint is peeling in a bedroom, or a door's bad, whatever, anything you can see. I mean, normally they've built that into the price of the house. So if you come in 10 grand under and say, well, we have to replace all the carpets, they're going to say, you saw that, we've built that into the price. If, normally, like with the mold thing, if you find something in the inspection that you didn't see, like up in the attic or down in the crawl space, or, on the roof, something like that, then, that's where you ask for a price reduction, or for them to fix whatever the problem is. So it all comes down to each individual situation, and we walk everybody through that when we get to those. Let's see. Do you have lenders in the work building? Yes, Kayla, I do. I have a great lender that we work with all the time. Her name is Natalie. I actually did a video with her about a month or so ago. You can look back. It's called Home Loans in Montana, I believe, if you just get on our YouTube channel and look back at all the videos. And if you want to email us again, here's our information. I can send you her contact info. But yeah, if you're anybody that's looking to buy and you haven't done it yet, or you haven't done it yet, the first thing you should do is talk to a lender and get that all set up. Because of our market being so crazy, you need to have your ducks in a row with your pre-approval letter and just be ready to go. Let's see. Does Montana have both black bears and grizzly bears? As someone, yes, we do. In fact, the university here is the Montana Grizzlies. So, yeah, there are grizzly bears. There's quite a few. They were put on, I don't know when, but they were put on the endangered species list, I think back in the 70s, because they were about to go extinct around here. There were, I think, less than 500, but now there's a lot, and they're mostly in the park. We don't see many grizzly bears down in the towns, but that's not to say it can't happen. But if you are hiking, you definitely want to have bear spray. Hillary, maybe you can chime in on this. You guys hike a lot, and have you seen any lately?
We have not seen any this year, but we have every summer since I've moved here, but it's never been a problem. You just have your bear spray. I know Will has see, everybody who lives here has a bear story. We've all seen them. We have more black bears in town, though. My friend on Facebook actually just posted a bunch of photos of her daughter looking out the kitchen window, and there's 2 black bears like right this far away from them, just hanging out in their backyard. So we got the bears.
I don't know if I told you this, Hillary, but about 2 weeks ago, we had a bird feeder like up on a stand in front of our kitchen window, so Angie can look at the birds in the morning. And the 2 weeks ago, it was, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock at night. Angie heard a bang, and she went out the front door, and right when she walked out on those front steps, something took off from her left, and it was a bear had knocked over the bear feeder. So she was about 5 feet from it. But the minute she walked out the door, it took off and ran down the street. So, yeah, you usually see them more in the fall. I guess they're feeding, getting ready for hibernation. So definitely bring your bear spray in the fall and be prepared, because there people can be attacked, and that would not be much fun. Let's see. How much has the good house and prime whitefish gone up in percentage since 2019? Wow. Well, I know that the average price in town about a year and a half ago was $350, and now it's at about $7. So I'm not sure what that percentage is, but quite a bit. Our market has gone nuts here. Whitefish has gone up a lot. The prices have gone up. We've gotten a lot of people that are trying to get out of the city and the big cities, and they're coming up here because it's a great place. So let's see. When are you expecting the market to go down for land? Jeremy, I think, and I've said this just about on every live video, my theory is I think we're going to slow down a little bit. I don't think our prices are going to go way down. I mean, some people talk about a crash. I don't think there's going to be a crash. This is totally different from 2008. 2008 was a bank. The banks kind of caused that nightmare. This is actually people moving here that are causing these prices to go up like this. So, yeah, I think it'll slow down, but I don't think prices are going to go way down just because they're not building any more mountain towns and people want to be here. So let's see. Eric, do you guys have any hunting properties for sale? Yeah, we do. Again, if you want to email us, we can send you, just shoot us an email and tell us exactly what you're looking for, your price range, what exactly you want as far as hunting property, if you want to be bordering state land or what you're thinking, if you want water, let us know and we'll send you what's available. Let's see. Do people Airbnb their houses when they are not there, and does it get good rentals? Nick, yes, people do. What you have to be careful of is not all properties. You're not allowed to do short-term rentals with all properties. Like where I live in Whitefish and where Hillary lives in Whitefish, you can't do short-term rentals. You can only do long-term. Again, if you guys want to email us, if you're looking in Whitefish, I can send you the map of the different neighborhoods that or short-term rentals are allowed. And anywhere you go, and whether it's a subdivision outside of town, you just have to check the covenants and check the local rules wherever you're buying and make sure that that's allowed. But yes, they do get good rentals. People love to do the Airbnb or VRBO, and we have some friends that have one. The house is kind of up the North Fork. There's a little sneak peek. The video coming out on Tuesday is about the North Fork. So they have a house up there, and it's rented out all summer. They don't get as many people in the winter just because it's a little tougher to get to, and it's not real close to the ski resort. So if you're looking to buy a Airbnb or a house that you're going to use for that, just make sure you can do it. And, we can tell you if it'll be a good property or not. As far as property management companies, there's a bunch of them in town. I'm going to remind me, Hillary, we need to make a list of those too, because I get that question a lot. So if you want that list, we can send that out to you as well. Let's see. What website to use for all the videos? Voting. I don't know. Are you talking about? I don't know what. Be more specific. I put all my videos on YouTube. Hillary started putting them on Instagram as well. But if you go to our YouTube channel called Living in Montana, you're obviously on it now. You can see all the videos that we've done, but I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but let's see. How are the water levels in Montana lakes doing? They're fine. They don't seem to be any different than any other year. What's interesting is most of the lakes here have rivers that come in and out of them. So, in the spring when all the runoff is going on, the lakes are high. In the fall, they drop a little bit. Like Flathead Lake is controlled by a dam, so that goes way up and down. I did a video earlier this spring on Flathead Lake, and I showed some pictures. It's amazing how low that lake actually goes. But the reason they do that is so they have room to catch all the snow melt. So that is a yearly thing on Flathead Lake. On the lakes that aren't controlled by dams, they do go up and down a little, but not as much as Flathead. So let's see. Just got on. Oh yeah, I did mention that. You had left a question earlier. Yeah, covenants are they're not HOAs. Covenants are basically they're like the constitution of the subdivision. They're the rules. The HOA enforces the covenant. So as far as changing them or whatever, they have to have a vote with everybody in the community. And again, the covenants are just the rules that were put down when the subdivision were started. So I answered a little longer at the beginning. If you want to replay this video, it was right at the beginning, so it won't be hard to find. Let's see. Oops, wrong one. Let me see. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Are there any single family homes under 500? Yes, there are. Again, if you want to send us an email, we can send you that link. And yeah, there's quite a few. It hasn't gotten that crazy yet. So it just depends on where you want to be. Obviously in the resort areas and near water and everything, prices are high, but there's still some places under that around. You just need to look. Let's see. Do gated communities command high prices? I think you mentioned grouse in one of your videos. Yeah, I mean, they're a little higher. They're usually higher end, and that's, people higher in communities usually want the gates. So, yeah, you're going to probably get higher prices on average in a gated community than you would on a non-gated area. But again, that's just, it depends on the community you're looking at. So, well, it looks like we may have hit the bottom for questions. Do you see any, Hillary, that I missed?
I don't think so. Any Sasquatch sightings?
I skipped that one. I haven't seen Sasquatch. Have you?
No.
You know what's funny though? There's a couple of ladies that have a YouTube channel over in Browning, and it's all about trying to find Bigfoot. So for you that are interested in Bigfoot, you can tune into their channel, and it's kind of funny. I've watched a couple of their videos just out of curiosity, but they've yet to put him on camera. So if that happens, I'll be sure to do a live feed and fill all you guys in.
How long is the wait to build, and what about condos?
The wait to build, it just depends on each builder and how busy they are. And again, I said this earlier to someone, you just need to call the different builders and they'll let you know. So let's see, is it worth it to buy raw land and building, or is it better just to buy? Again, totally up to you. The prices are obviously going to be different, and it just depends what you want and how custom you want something. Again, it's worth talking to a builder and seeing what they have to say. Let's see, how remote is the Yak? That's about as remote as you can get here in Montana.
Yeah.
I have not done a video up there yet. I'm not sure I will. I'm not sure what I would say. There's about 2 buildings up there. There's I think it's called the Dirty Shame Saloon in the Yak. And that's about, have you been up there?
I have.
Well, tell us more.
I've just driven through. I've never actually been inside the Dirty Shame, but people really love it, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. I'll drive through there for you.
This person missed the big announcement. Well, you're looking at her.
That's just me.
That's Hillary. She's our new team member. She's part of our team, and she will be helping us out. And so, yeah, that was the big announcement. Someone asked if I was having a baby. No, I think that window's been passed. Do you ever cover the Dillon area? I don't personally. I would be, I can go down there. We do have agents all over the state. If you're interested in that area, I can hook you up with someone. So let's see. Any good areas near the Canadian border? Yeah, Eureka is Eureka, Rexford. Yeah, there's some great properties up there. So, all right. I think we were near the end, 45 minutes. I think we will, with that, sign off. So again, let me put this up. If anybody wants a link to our MLS or a list of builders or a list of property managers, please send us an email. We'd be happy to help. If you just have questions, email us and we will get back to you. If you want to be put on any kind of auto email as far as the type of property you're looking for, we can do that. So there you go. You have anything else, Hillary?
I do not. We've had had a bunch. I've seen a bunch of emails come through though, so that's good. We'll start sending you guys links.
All right. When will you be live again? You know what? That is a great question. You guys tell me. I don't know how often you'd be interested in watching us talk. If you want it once a month, once every couple weeks. I think once a week might be too much, but totally up to you guys. We're here to help and answer questions. So send us an email and tell us what you want. And with that, we will see everybody later. Thanks for tuning in.